Hello and welcome. Today we're gonna implement the object pool for the weapons and also fix some problems in the state machine behavior. So let's start by implementing the object pool. I have here the unit package that is available on my GitHub. So I will just import the main classes. Alright, so after importing the object pool, here I have the pullable object and the pool class. Um, I'm gonna head to the player attack state. Let me get the attack. And what I'm gonna do here is instead of instantiate new objects, I'm gonna retrieve that from the object pool class. So here on the enter state, on instantiate weapon, we need a prefab that we already have inside the player definitions. And that's it. So let me get, instead of the hard-coded dagger value, what I'm gonna do is inside the player service, let's, so inside here, I'm gonna create a weapon type, current equipped weapon, get, and implement that inside the service. So let me just set this one right here, current equipped weapon, uh, return this. This will be actually current equipped weapon. And I'll set the default value to the length. Alright, so here we can close these tabs and get the weapon service, current equipped weapon. But instead of returning from the weapons definition, what we can do is object pool dot pool object, and we need a GUID. And for that, I think I will um just create a pools weapons pool widths. I think I'll just make this read-only struct, and here I can just remove this and set a static read-only width length pool width is equals to new width, and just get this. So, and we can move this to the object pool namespace. And of course we need another width here for the dagger and other weapons, but for now let's just make the lengths. And here we can get the weapon pool's widths, length pool width, and the template will be the weapon container inside the weapon prefab. So hit this, and we can pull the object here. It goes to this and remove. Alright, so this should work. We now need to get from the prefab and the pool. So let's see if it's working. Just hit play again. Alright. Alright, so as you can see, it worked. Uh, but now we need to set the weapon to an active object. So set act to true. Because the pool, when we pull the object from the pool class, they come to us as inactive. So if we hit play, you can see that is instantiating. I don't know where, but it is. they're actually here, as you can see. So we need to set the position. So let me bring back the instantiate method, and after we set the weapon, before actually we set the weapon true, we need to get the transform and set position and rotation, and we can just get these values. And now let's try again. And as you can see, it's working. So we are reusing the weapon. Now what we need to do is go inside the weapon prefabs, and inside the lens we need to add the disable object when invisible, because we only did that for the dagger. So let's just add this, try. Um, Now we're facing a problem where, since we're using uh, static objects, we need to actually reload the domain so that we can reset the values. Alright, so one change that I did here inside the player web service is now we're actually registering the service inside the class constructor. So when Unity starts the scene and construct this object, we register this service. And to unregister, we just do on destroy method. So now if we hit play, you can see that we are instantiating the objects and we are reusing them. And we can do this for other weapons as well. For now, just for testing, I guess I'll just move this as a serialized field. Now that we have this serialized field, we need a way to get the desired grid using the current weapon. So what we can do here is make this a class and actually remove this read only and make this a silhouette and create a dictionary that we can use a e weapon type and get the grid weapon grid, and we can initialize this right here. So what we can do is u weapon type dot length is equals to length pool grid, and do the same thing for the other weapons. Alright, so now that we have all the grids in the dictionary, we can create a public I read only dictionary of we weapon type and the grid like this to be weapons and point to the weapons. And you should also make this tag, make this private as well as all these widths. Alright, so now we can just get from here. So let's go to the player text state, and to get the desired grid we can just do the following. Current weapon width is equals to weapon widths on the current weapon value from here. Alright, so now we can just set this parameter to the weight. Now, if you hit play, you can see that we can use the dagger. And if you change the length, we'll be spawning these. A new pool will be created, and we can reuse these objects. For a shield, of course, we need to work on that and also add the script here. So let me just do this right now. Alright, so now that we have all these weapons and pools, uh, we can work on implementing the behavior for the torch that it's not this weight that is throwing. We actually need to make an art here that will play an animation as well. But I guess I'll do that for the next video. For now, what I want to fix is that when we if we attack in the air and land, you can see that we do a little sliding here. That's because we have no friction. And what we can do is come here inside the player, no friction material, and we can set as a player physics material and set a value of 0.8, I guess. We can fix the object name and press play again. Now, as you can see, if we attack and land, we no longer slide. So that's the behavior that we want. So yeah, that's it. It's pretty cool. We have this pool working. Uh, we are reusing the objects. Of course, we are doing get component here. I guess we could make this generic and we don't need to get the component every time that we're instantiating the object. Uh, so yeah, that's it for this video. Uh, we make we made good progress here. Um, then for the next, I'll be implementing the torsion X behavior and fixing that get component every time that we instantiate a weapon. But that's for the next video, right? So I hope you like it, and I'll see you on the next one.